Congressman Brad Sherman of California serves on the Financial Services and Foreign Relations Committees. Welcome to you, Congressman.
Good to be with you, Matt.
Well, amidst a week of very bleak economic news, you've had a baby daughter the other day, Lucy, so congratulations. Just wanted to at least congratulate you on that good news amidst the market turmoil.
She was a very happy baby until I told her her share of the national debt was $47,000. She's been crying ever since.
Well, that's a perfect segue, Congressman. What do you make of a lot of buzz about the super committee today with different appointments being made? Also, the question of whether, with all this kind of turmoil in markets, whether Congress should be called back instead of taking a vacation right now when there's still a real absence of a jobs agenda. What's your take?
I doubt we'd pass a jobs agenda if we were back here, but the country is in trouble, and I think we should shorten this district work period, get people back. The super committee worries me because the Republicans have appointed 6 who have signed the Norquist pledge. So you know going in there'll be no compromise on that side. Whereas Senator Reid has appointed Max Baucus, who's a fine senator but had voted for the Bush tax cuts and might be willing to go along with the 6 Republicans on some sort of deal. So one party is not ready to compromise, and the other party is appointing at least one compromiser so far to this committee.
Well, you know, I actually wrote in my Washington Post column today that, in my view, the super committee is doomed for the reason you mentioned, because, you know, if you look at this from the Republican point of view, they basically got Obama where they want him now, which is with full ownership of a pretty lousy economy. And it seems to me that Mitch McConnell and the Republicans will be looking for, all they'll want out of a super committee is some kind of Medicare reform if they can get it, so it becomes bipartisan and it takes Medicare off the table for the 2012 election, and a continued pledge to not include taxes. And I think with those things being their non-negotiables, isn't it clear there's going to be no deal? This thing will stagnate?
I'm not sure they can't reach a deal that at least one Democrat will go for. That's why I'm concerned that there are 6 absolutely solid, no deal, our way or the highway Republicans, and only 3 of the 6 Democrats have been appointed, but one of those Democrats might very well go along with some sort of deal with the Republicans, even if the president and mainstream Democrats were a little less willing to make that compromise. So I think the one possibility is that this committee deadlocks. Another possibility is they come up with a deal that is not good for Democrats and, more importantly, not good for working families.
Who would you like to see as the House appointees to this committee? Do you have a short list? Are you looking to get on this yourself?
I'm not looking to get on it myself, but I think that Nancy Pelosi will appoint 3 outstanding people. And I think if the Republicans had appointed 1 or 2 of their apostates or compromisers, then Pelosi could do the same. But in a circumstance like this, 6 out of 6, hard line, no tax revenue, no matter what happens, signers of the pledge, Democrats, it's going to be very hard for Pelosi to appoint a blue dog Democrat as one of our 3 on the committee.
Just about a minute left, Congressman. Let's talk about the anger that's out there, both at Congress and at President Obama. You've got a poll out now from CNN ORC showing that 49% of Americans would not reelect their representative in Washington. One woman even rented a plane to fly a banner over S&P in New York City saying that Congress should be fired. And you've got everyone I talk to on the broad center left feels like President Obama has kind of caved to the Republicans on the whole debt limit fiasco and isn't standing up for progressive values. Is this anger justified, and should incumbents be worried?
Well, the anger is justified because the results are bad. Clyde was right when he said we've got to be addressing the trade deficit, and the mainstreams of both parties are kind of with Wall Street on what our trade policy ought to be. And as long as we don't make things in the United States, as long as there's so much money and power for those who want to make it cheap abroad and sell it here in the United States, we're going to have huge economic problems. As for Congress, People have a right to be angry because the results are poor and because the process is so often dysfunctional. And I know that you put up on the stats that only 82% disapprove of Congress, which means the other 18% aren't paying attention.
Well, Congressman Brad Sherman, thank you for an honest and candid and reflective assessment of the situation. I'm glad to be in Burbank today, broadcasting from your own district, sir. So a little bit of harmonic convergence there. I know we'll be back to you to track these developments in the weeks ahead. Thanks for taking the time.
If you're in the San Fernando Valley, this will be one of the best shows of the year.
Still ahead, the rant heard round the world.
We're sitting here arguing about whether we should do the $4 trillion plan that kicks the can down the road for the president for 2017 or replace